What is up, my dudes? We've got the Corporate Esports Association Dota 2 Spring 2019 tournament going on. We're in the playoffs now, so we've got Google Team Burninate representing Google against Database Inc. representing HP Dota, or aka HP Dota, representing HP. And Google Team Burninate, they're up 1-0 right now. So if Database Inc. loses this match, they will be eliminated from the tournament. So hopefully this is, they're going to make a stand here. They got completely destroyed by a Drow Ranger in first pick Drow. But that's the nature of this hero. This is being played on 7.21D, so Drow still a completely ridiculous hero. But the rest of this tournament will be played on the new patch when Drow is a little bit worse off. So let's hop into the draft. We've got finally a Drow ban from Database Inc. Also some different bans coming out. The Earthshaker and the LC. I mean, Earthshaker is a pretty good hero, and it's definitely first pick material. I don't know if Google Team Burninate plays a mean Earthshaker, but it's not a terrible ban. The LC, on the other hand, we don't really see this hero very much at all, and not even when LC was actually a good hero.
10 seconds to pick.
Google Team Burninate doing the same things as last time. The PL actually got banned in the first phase instead of the second. They're gonna open with the Baton, so it's that annoying position 5, spamming the miscoils. I'm not sure if a Baton actually got changed too much. He actually got his Ags reworked in the next patch, so it's pretty obnoxious. He automatically throws miscoils whenever someone takes more than 525 damage, and the miscoil does heal for how much does it heal for? 225, so it's like, you know, you take 500 damage and then you get half of it back, or like 40% of it back. One thing is the miscoil range did go down to 500, so it's pretty obnoxious in this patch. Database Inc. opening with Shadow Shaman again, and you're gonna change it up, getting a Pugner this time, trying to put on a little bit more aggression on the towers. Interesting. I feel like Pugner is normally a response to another mid hero like the OD, for example, or Leshrac. Someone who casts a lot of spells. Even they had a Skywrath Mage last game. Would have been pretty nice. Oh, they picked Skywrath, so I guess it doesn't count like that. But pretty uncommon to see Pugner in the first phase, I think. Can't remember too many times I've seen Pugner recently. He's a bit of a niche hero. He counters a lot of spellcasters, but he doesn't scale that well. It's actually pretty good against Lion, because Lion's spells cost a lot of mana, so all those zappy nether ward shots it's gonna hurt this Lion a lot if he can get the nether ward down in time. Axe banned out for Team Burninate. I think this makes a lot of sense. They do need some initiation now. And Axe, he had a pretty rough start last game on Database Inc. I think it was we just had the results from the last game. Who was it? Revan Chisholm. He played he was able to catch up and get a blink dagger at a critical time, but unfortunately it didn't work out for them. So he's even though he got crushed in the laning phase, he was able to catch up. So it's a hallmark of a good player if you can catch up after a bad start, because sometimes it feels like the cards in Dota, they're completely stacked against you when you fall behind, and it can be really difficult to find an opportunity to come back into the game. He did manage to get a nice blink dagger timing, so a bit of a respect ban from Google Team Burninate there. And Naga banned out as well. They banned out the Naga in the PL last game. DK banned out for Database Inc. I think the DK by himself is probably not the scariest hero. With the Drow Ranger is super strong, because then you get the precision aura during your ulti form. But this isn't the 7.22 Dragonite for the Black Dragon Ags upgrade. So this will probably be the support duo for Google Team Burninate. Pretty decent lanes coming out. You can't really lose in an abandoned lane, because just spam that miscoil. You can always heal up your carry and then use the rest of your mana to harass the enemy heroes. Does 120 damage at level 1 for 50 mana. It's pretty absurd. So whoever they lane with the Abaddon is gonna have a fine time. Lion, on the other hand, he's not the strongest laner, but we'll see who he decides to get paired up with, who Google Team Burninate decides to pair him up with. Clinks for Dota Bros Inc. I do think this is a pretty good pickup for them, because the Lion definitely can be pretty susceptible to the Clinks early, once he gets an Orchid, but also, like, these two heroes, they don't deal with the burning army very well. Abaddon has to get nice up close and personal, and Lion's attack speed is pretty slow. So you can definitely see a lot of chaos being caused by this Clink. So Dota Bros Inc., they're kind of just missing some initiation right now, maybe like a big stunner as well, and there's some like flex coming out of here as well. Pugna and Clinks, they can go in mid or off lane. I don't really think safe lane is that good for them, but it's probably gonna be the mid Pugna and the off lane Clinks. Night Stalker picked up for Google Team Burninate, not a hero that we've seen too often. This hero kind of falls a bit flat. He gets completely trounced in the early game. You have to try and make some comebacks during the nighttime. But I feel like the first nighttime is just a catch-up nighttime, and then the real power spike comes at the 15-minute nighttime. We'll see how Team Burninate tries to work around that. Shakira picked up for Dota Bros Inc. A pretty strong laner, a pretty nice pairing with whoever they pick in the safe lane. And can definitely harass the Night Stalker and the Lion out. Wind Ranger picked up for Google Team Burninate. Interesting. I mean, the Clinks doesn't really care too much about being strafed. Being focused fire. Use the strafe to. They're not going to be able to hit each other for quite some time. Clinks with the invis as well, unless Wind Ranger brings her own dust, is going to be pretty hard to track down. But I mean, the Pugna, he got picked super early. He doesn't exactly. The only hero he counters is the Lion, and maybe he can decrepify the Wind Ranger during focus fire to help save teammates. That's something that's quite nice. Also slows her down by 60%, so it's going to be a lot harder to win run out of there. I suppose like it's probably not the best Wind Ranger game, but we'll see what she's able to pull off. Very single target focus for Team Burninate right now. They don't have a whole lot of team fights, so maybe Dota Bros Inc. they can get some good, a big team fight ultimate, and maybe put the Clinks in the safe lane. That could work, because Clinks against Night Stalker is pretty good. Broodmother banned out for Team Burninate. I'm not really sure about that one. I think HP Dota have tried to run Brood in the past. I mean, there was one game where they, I can't remember if it was them or someone else, but someone last picked a Brood, but it didn't really work out for them. You could tell they weren't very familiar with the hero. Adusa picked for Team Burninate. Alright, so big boy damage coming out of Team Burninate. And Sven as well, so like I said, there's a lot of damage on Dota Bros Inc. this game. And that being said, there's a lot of, like, Night Stalker is pretty tanky, Deuce is super tanky. They don't have a Diffusal Blade buyer. I think maybe Jug would have been a lot better in this scenario. Naga Siren got banned out, unfortunately. Maybe this is why they banned the PO and the Naga, was to stop the Dusa, so they could pick Dusa. But I don't really think those two heroes are that good against Dusa. You just turn on the Stone Gaze and like, what are they gonna do? And also later on, once the late game hits, I think Dusa definitely beats out the PL. Once you get the split shot modifiers, it's pretty tough for the PL to fight Dusa. I'm not sure about Naga Siren though. I would have to. I kind of want to favor the side of HP Dota this time, but this setup is kind of difficult. Sven, he might have to go for an early Blink Dagger. Hopefully this is an offlane Sven, not a carry, but it's most likely going to be a carry Sven. If it's an offlane Sven, he can focus on buying the Blink Dagger a little bit earlier and try and get more active on the map. But let's introduce the teams on the side of Google Team Burninate. We've got River on the Medusa, Vickerby on the Wind Ranger, Vipe on the Night Stalker, Evoli on the Abaddon, and Jams on the Lion. On the side of HP Dota, we got Pseudo on the Jakiro, James on the Clinks, Morglum on the Shadow Shaman, Pancake on the Sven, and Revan Kism. Gonna be all offlane Pugna actually. It's gonna be the mid Clinks. So this is like immediately a pretty big era for HP Dota. See how the side of Team Burninate, they moved out immediately as the game started. That means they can place down the wards earlier and they won't get spotted, and they can also be in slightly more aggressive positions. Like, for example, this line could have made it onto this high ground before HP Dota even moved out, and then can spot who is coming their way. But HP Dota, they're gonna go for a quick smoke. The Pugna walks a bit too close to the tower and he gets revealed. This wraparound is pretty intense. Abaddon's gonna be the first one they see. Shackles onto the Abaddon, he's gonna get blown up instantly. And Sven will take the last hit. It looks like it's gonna be the safe lane Sven. See, but now the problem is the Sven and the Jakira, they're gonna have to TP top or walk all the way up there. Which I guess is not too bad. It doesn't seem like Burninate, they want to do these like lane swapping shenanigans. They're just grouping up as 5 heroes still. I'm not really sure what's going on here. This is very uncommon. As now the actually this is not the greatest for the Wind Ranger, because yeah, they're still grouped up as 5. The Shadow Sham is not in front. The Stormbolt will come out, and the Shackles as a follow up. They get the Wind Ranger as well. But in the meantime, Night Stalker and Lion, they're just getting every other lane, they're just getting free farm. Although Dusa, not really sure this 5-man strategy is like not really. What's going on here? This is so weird. They start dropping all their like drums and sky snakes. Alright, well, it also looks like the Lions coming mid. I mean, they are outnumbered here. They probably shouldn't come in. If they want to match the 5v5, they... Oh, well, the 2 supports from Team Burninate are here. They're just gonna stay all mid on the side of HP Dota. This is definitely a losing strategy, because the Dusa and the Night Stalker are getting free farm. They're gonna get a lot of levels, and once the 5-minute mark hits, this Night Stalker is gonna be terrifying, because he's getting solar XP. So he's gonna be level 5 when the first nighttime hits. Abaddon, he's gonna go down here. He doesn't manage to deny himself. They lose the Sven. This is a complete clown fest, I think. And I mean, 5 heroes mid. What is this? Sven, he's finally decided to go to his lane. He TP's in outside of the base, so he loses all his mana as well. And this Night Stalker's level 3 against these 2 level 1. Actually, the rest of HP Dota are coming up here now as well. I don't really know what's going on in this game. This is so confusing. Looks like HP Dota, they just want to go out with a bang. This isn't even the best 5-man lineup. They're completely out of mana as well. Batten shows himself, but he just walks out. The Night Stalker in a little bit of trouble. He's just going to TP out of there. There's no mana for a stun. Oh, but the Spawn Bolt comes out. And not a very effective use of resources.
Dire's bottom tower under fire.
I honestly have no idea what's going on. I think
Maybe no one attacked.
let's see what Gaben thinks. Gaben thinks that Team Burninate have a pretty likely chance to win, given how this game is going so far. And I have to agree that Gaben is probably on the right track here. I thought they had a pretty good draft as well. I'm not sure why they played like this. Everyone's gonna TP bot now. They're gonna go for Dusa, and Dusa's just gonna walk away. Because that's what you do when 5 heroes TP bot, and most of them are out of mana. Hero completely out of mana. Not really sure why Lion is trying to fight them. They're completely outnumbered. Medusa. She's taking some hits from the Clinks, but yeah, he's got that mana drain now, so just gonna be able to drain the mana away and make these rotations really hard because they have no mana. Medusa as well. Stormbolt onto the Medusa. I don't know what's going on here, dude. This Night Stalker is almost level 5.
Middle tower is being attacked. Dire's top tower is under siege.
This kind of seems like what OpenAI would do, like if they had no learning. Like if you had like a bunch of AIs who hadn't played the game before, or like a bunch of people who hadn't played the game before, like this is the strategy. Just like group up with 5 heroes, and then it's clearly not very effective. At least they have an efficient shrine usage. These heroes are all level 5 still. Level 2 still.
Money changes hands. Dire's bottom tower under fire.
And pretty soon, like the Wind Ranger, the Medusa, and the Night Stalker, they're gonna be able to just take on this 5-man Death Ball. They finally split up. No one is still top. It's gonna be the good old Clinks Shadow Shaman lane in the mid. Jakira's coming mid as well. See if Pugna decides to drain his friend. He doesn't have a TP scroll. You gotta report him now.
Dire's top tower is being attacked. Dire's top tower is under siege. Dire's bottom tower is being attacked.
So Night Stalker gonna take the offlane tower at 6 minutes into the game. This is not something you see very often.
It's mine.
And he's got a TP bid now. He is 1 creep away from Dark Ascension. Would be pretty good for him. Point in Void would be pretty nice as well. He's just gotta run the enemy team down. This is kind of what happens when you let a Night Stalker do his thing. He's in a little bit of danger. We'll get away with 9 HP, was pretty close. Medusa taking the bot tower. This top tower is pretty low as well. I'm just like straight up not sure what they wanted to achieve with this 5-man play. Just trying to meme around a bit.
Dire's bottom tower under fire.
Baden should have gone for a point in Curse of Avernus. It's fine. Don't think you're expecting to push this early. The Night Stalker running in pretty aggressively. He'll be okay. He's got the
more death.
got Baden to
entered into a state of
buffed up.
damage.
Hex onto the Shadow Shaman. Night Stalker's just toying with his food now.
Dire's bottom tower under fire.
And they call GG.
Dire's bottom tower is being attacked.
It's probably is this a fake GG? Is it a real GG? That was a fake G. That was a real GG. And Pseudo says it was fun. So HP Dota eliminated from the tournament in a somewhat shocking display. An 8-minute game, our shortest yet. And I don't really have that much to comment on this game. It's a bit of a clown fest. So Google Team Burninate will move on to the round of 16, where they will play Facebook Middle Newsfeed, which is my team. So we'll see. It's also going to be on the new patch, so it's going to be a little bit different. Probably going to be a bit of a clown fest, but not as clowny as this game.